welcome to Adventure Ready. Today we're going to be looking at gear, and specifically we're going to start at the boots, we're going to look at knee pads, and we're going to look at pants and hip protectors, and that's it. So we're going to be looking at lower body protective gear. Now, I'm not an expert in this stuff, but I have experience with it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you the lower end, lower price, not lower quality necessarily, kind of show you that, and then I'll show you the kind of the upper end on price and hopefully technology. So let's jump right in. This is a Alpinestars. This is a Tech 3. I'll bring in, you can kind of see there's a 3, also on the back you can see the Tech 3. I bought these probably 2019, and I went through, I had the Forma Adventure, I had several other ones, but these are the ones that I really loved. They were maybe $200, $250, and let me show you the key to these. They're still somewhat flexible, and you can see the more they flex, usually the lower rating they are, but you can still flex them on the sides. But you can see in the front, sometimes it's nice to just watch someone manipulate this stuff. Kind of look at the thickness of the tongue area in the front of the shin. Good protection. The key to this is, though, look at those CE ratings. Notice all the 2s. So there's 2 underneath the little motorcycle looking guy. There's a 2, 2, and 2. And those are important. Those are going to be cut, abrasion, and impact. So these are actually good boots, very protective, but they're really comfortable. So that's why I like these so much. I even bought these for my son. I've worn these for almost 7 years, and I really love them. But I was doing some research, and my friends wear the Tech 7s. And I thought, all right, what's the big difference? So I broke down, spent almost $500 on the Tech 7s. Now the deal with these, if you kind of look here, there's the Tech 7. Tech 7. These, if you look at that same CE rating, these have 4 2s in a row. So if you look on here, underneath the little motorcycle guy, there's actually 4 2s. And that 4th 2 is the structure, like ankle structure. And what that means is for safety. So I did like a ChatGPT, hey, what's the significance of that 4th 2? The 2 is level 2 versus level 1, so it's going to be significantly more protection than the 1. Is it worth twice as much money? That's really for you to decide. For me personally, I ride a lot of slower off-road stuff. It's probably not necessary. That extra stability, that's going to be more like a motocross where you're going 60 miles an hour and the bike falls on you. It's going to show up then. Usually when I need these, I'm going slow and I'm not paying attention and I hit something I didn't see and go down. Because when I'm in like a real technical ride, usually I'm stuck in a rut or I hit a big rock, I can just dump the bike and step aside and I don't need anything. It's when I'm not ready for it. So anyway, I broke down, I bought them. Would I recommend them? They're not as comfortable. So a Tech 7 is less comfortable than a Tech 3, even though if you put them side by side, they look pretty similar in most ways. And so the main difference I see just right off is there's a little more thickness kind of in that tongue area, in the lower shin area. And then if you look at the sides, in this area right here, it's more beefed up. So it doesn't want to flex sideways like I can make this one flex sideways like that. It doesn't do that. So to me, that's the main difference. But that also means when you're walking in them, they're not as comfortable. So that's the big trade-off, is comfort versus protection. The more comfortable they are, usually, the less protection. So that's my deal. I personally think Tech 3s are awesome. I'll still wear these Tech 3s, but now that I have the Tech 7s, I can stick with that. All right, so now we're going to move up to shin pads. We're going to start with the least protection and most comfort. So these are the Leatt, these are called ReaFlex Pro knee guard. And it says they're CE impact tested. You can see the little CE. In general, I love this brand. This Leatt brand is awesome. Now the deal with these are, look how thin. I mean, this is a really thin knee pad. It's not rigid at all. And you can see this is almost like a spandex to hold it on there. So I don't know how long this is going to last. I just bought these. I'm going to try these out. They got good reviews, but you can look at and just kind of use your judgment in terms of how much protection that's going to provide. Now from this, so it says it's CE impact tested. I'm assuming that means level 1, but you can also get inserts depending on what pants you want to wear. These are Leatt Level 2, and if you look at the back, this is the label that I'm accustomed to, where you can see the little motorcycle guy, and then it'll have the number 2. I don't know if you can read that in the light, but it'll have a little 2. So these almost feel like memory foam also. They're really very comfortable, and these stuff down in the little pockets inside of your motorcycle pants. I like these a lot. They're very comfortable. You can see the thickness. These are much thicker than those other ones that come separately, but depending on how your pants fit, if it's a tight pant and it fits in the pocket, it'll stay where they should be. A lot of adventure pants or touring pants are actually looser, and that's going to actually move around and not necessarily be where you want it when you want it to be there. So that's kind of a trade-off, but these are also very comfortable. And they're cheap. I mean, these are probably like 30 bucks on Amazon. So anyway, I like them. Now, to the best ones, I love these. I've had these for maybe 6 or 7 years. These are Fox Titan. I don't know if you can see the brand name on there. They're Titan Pro. I'll look on the inside. So you see the little Pro, and I don't even know if these are CE rated, but I absolutely trust these. Yes. So I don't know that these are CE rated, but let's look at the build and why they're so good. Look at this hinge action. So if you can see this thing, they are really comfortable. And what I really like, I've had a lot of knee pads. I went through a lot of knee pads trying to find ones that I liked. So the strap goes around on your thigh and it straps into the top. So what that does, it's actually hooked onto your thigh and it articulates with your leg. And so it makes it really comfortable. I've had some that the thigh part didn't want to stay on your leg. And then these are almost like soccer shin guards on the bottom with the 2 straps. Again, you can see how these come around to this little plastic piece, and it has a little embossed piece that goes in, and they click. They stay in place, and this part tucks down into your boot. So you can wear these under certain larger, maybe like an adventure pant. But these are great. I've hit the rocks. I've really come down hard on these, and no problem. So I love these. I'm still going to keep wearing these, and I can definitely vouch for these. All right, now let's talk about some off-road type pants. It doesn't have to be off-road. It could be dual sport, so when you're on the road some. And let's start with the ones that I like the least. These were like 50 bucks on Amazon, Defy brand. They come with some hip pads that feel really thin. I'll pull this out so you can take a look at it. It's not great, but it's a whole lot better than nothing. So you can kind of see these hip pads that it comes with. I think they actually claim to be level 2, but I wouldn't trust that. So let's look at these pants a little bit. They're some kind of a nylon. They actually have air vents where these pockets are. And this is much better than nothing. When I first bought my dual sport, I bought these pants just because when I first started out, I didn't know if I was going to like it or not. And I was just kind of dipping my toes in the dual sport world. And I didn't want to buy like $1,000 worth of gear, do it twice and be like, I don't like this. So anyway, so I bought these pants for like 50 bucks just to try it out. And they were fine. I got good protection, or I felt more protected than wearing, just like jeans. But look at the inside of these. They're supposed to be waterproof, and they have this mesh stuff. So it's really 2 layers. The problem is this outer layer does not breathe at all. So after a while, it feels like you're wearing a trash bag. I mean, your legs are completely sweaty, and it's like, oh man. So absolutely, for the price, there's gonna be the same thing in HWK brand. I think they're like $80 now. If you're just starting out, man, don't just wear jeans, get some protection, but just know you're gonna be sweating in these. So that moves us on for the hips. This is another Leatt that go with the knee pads that I just showed you. These are also level 2, and if you look on for the little motorcycle guy, I don't know if you can even read that, but it's got the little 2 under there also. These are just like the knee pads, very flexible, fairly thin. They tuck right in those hip pockets. So if you're gonna buy pants like this, you might wanna invest in some decent hip pads and knee pads and slide them in instead. That's your call. Now, so I'm gonna chuck these Defy ones to the side because really, I don't wear them, I don't like them. Let's get to some that I do like. These are the Hawk brand mesh. And I couldn't even find these on Amazon. They were literally under $50, but they've got the same little hip pads as those other ones and the same thin knee pads in the front. I actually took these out because I was wearing the, I just wear these with them instead. I don't like the inserts, but these are great because there's so much mesh to them. I don't know if you can see all this mesh, which is awesome. So if you're riding off-road like I like to do, you don't need a lot of abrasion resistance because you're not going to be sliding down the highway. The abrasion resistance is if you're going to be doing a slide on pavement, you need that AA or AAA abrasion rating. So if you get your CE level 2 on your knees and hips from these Leatt things, and this is like, I think these are like $30 for the hip and maybe $20 for the knee, so 50 bucks, go ahead and I would get those. And then for me, for off-road, something like this that's mesh is okay because I'm not riding a lot of highways. Okay, now that gets us to, okay, these are like 50 bucks. Here we go, friends. Here's the KLIM Dakars for all you Richies out there. It's got all the KLIM, you know, whatever. I'm always like resistant to, it feels like I don't like trying to keep up with people, and I don't like almost like a fashion peer pressure. I feel like if people, if that's their reason for doing it, like trying to be cool in a certain community, like I'd rather not be. So I don't know, maybe I'm a little bit rebellious, but I don't care. I don't want to impress anybody. I want good protection on the road and I want to be comfortable. But so I bought these because of the protection level. So these are Dakar pants and they're supposed to be very vented. So if you look at the side, here's the front where the zipper is, and then there's this big front vent on the side. And it has the same hip inserts. So if you do buy these Leatt, and if you buy like the cheap pants to start out and buy some of these, just buy them once and swap them into your other pants. But these go on the side. And what I'll do, I'll try these on and kind of show you how they fit. What I'm not sure I'm going to like, this is down where they cover the boot. So these are outside of the boot and they have all of this leg. They're like snowboard pants. So we're going to see the deal with these, and the reason you would buy these is because of the abrasion resistance. So this is a Cordura fabric that is significantly stronger than anything you're going to get from like your Amazon Hawk brands. And so if you're going to be doing some riding, or if you're even concerned about like sharp rocks, man, it actually is worth it for abrasion resistance. And if you look on the Cordura, and I think it's a D, it's like 800D. It's a very high level of Cordura. And the higher the number is, it's almost like the tighter the weave it is. So when you do go down on pavement, it's going to be more resistant to abrasion. So anyway, I'll try these on, and what I want to see is, can you be comfortable wearing the knee pads that I like underneath these pants? So I'll be right back. We'll kind of check them out. So as you can see, I've got those KLIM pants on, and I'm going to go ahead and show you how these fit. I went back to the Tech 3s because they're just more comfortable. And as I lift this up, let me show you the knee pads. So here's again those Fox Titan Pros, and notice they go down in the boot, and it's comfortable. Now these pants, man, there's a lot of material here, so you can actually take them off with your boots still on, which is crazy. They almost go all the way up the leg with those snaps and Velcro. So there's snaps and Velcro in the back. Let me show you these final straps here so you can kind of see where these come around. They snap together and then they Velcro also. And you can also move the Velcro to make them tighter if you want to. So you can kind of see, I'll just stand up where you can see the pants. You know, they fit like snowboard pants. They've got these big mesh pocket areas. They're actually not pockets, they're just vents. It goes all the way down the front of the thigh. They're reinforced at the knee and they're reinforced at the hips, the inside here. And so you can see the whole way down, they're reinforced where the boot is. So I like them. I don't know, for $250, and they don't come with these inserts. So for $250, you're just getting pants that are not CE rated. So I'm not exactly sure what you're paying for, but they are very comfortable, and they did actually fit with the knee pads that I wanted to wear inside of them. I was a little bit concerned that I was going to have to wear these knee pads on the outside. That's where I was like, I'm going to try them out first. So what I'll do is I'll take these for a ride and report back. All right, so as a final recap, Alpinestars Tech 3s for like 200, 250 bucks. I love these. Tech 7s are twice as expensive. If you want more ankle stability and more safety, spend twice as much and get the Tech 7s. But for me personally, the way I ride, Tech 3 is fine. For knee pads, I don't trust these. I love the brand name Leatt, but I don't trust them just because it's just not substantial enough. I've gone down really hard in really rocky areas. I want a knee pad. I want my shins protected. I want the top of my thighs protected. So for me, all day long, the Titan Pros from Fox are the way to go. In terms of pants, it depends what you're doing. If you're gonna be going on the road, look for a AA or a AAA rating in abrasion. These actually don't have that. These are the KLIM Dakars, and they're $250, and they don't have that AA rating, or even, I mean, a AAA is what you really want for like 75 miles per hour, but I think it's 45 miles an hour for AA. These don't even have that. So I don't know that these are necessarily worth it. I think these are more for comfort. What I did like about them though was there's enough room inside of these to wear the knee pads that I want to wear. Now, if I was going to be riding mostly on the road, I would absolutely put these Leatt Level 2 inside any pants I have. I have some jeans, some NBT clothing, kind of more of like a cargo pant, all day long for on the road. But if you're going to be doing off-road, man, you're going to want these. And then finally for the hip pads, I really like those Leatt Level 2, CE Level 2 pads. They just go in the hips, you forget they're there, and that's it. Today's word of encouragement comes from John chapter 7, verse 15. It says, "If you abide in me, and my words abide in you, ask whatever you wish, and it'll be done for you." Now, why that's so important to me is Jesus said to abide with him, to live with him. It doesn't say to strive or to try harder. It's just to be. So that's so encouraging. When you're on your adventure, you can remember to just abide in him and to ask whatever you wish, and it'll be done for you.